Good evening, welcome to Friday Night Live. My name is Dan and you're in for an action-packed 45 minutes of games. We've got more challenges. We've got one of the best ever heads or whales coming your way. We've got Jaws and Claws, they're back. We've got live in your living room. We're going to be in one of your living rooms. Maybe we'll have a winner this week. And we're going to be joined by Natalie Williams as well a little bit later on. And at any point you can share what's going online. Just use the hashtag 1066youth. Maybe you want to share this video with your mates. Maybe you've watched over the last couple of weeks and you thought, actually, it's not too bad. Well, why not quickly grab the link and put it on your social media, on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. And also, if you're not part of King's 1066 Youth, a special hello to you. I've been told about other youth works actually around the UK joining us. So a quick shout out if you're from Bedford, hello. And also happy birthday Becky, who I know is also watching right now. So what's been happening this week? Family members are trying to keep themselves amused, even if it is slightly cruel. People are being horrible to their own pets, although let's be honest, it is rather funny. I've got a smartphone, you've got a smartphone, we've all got a smartphone, but what is the new craze?
They're also using phones from a much younger age and are often allowed to take them to bed. By age 10, 50% of children own a smartphone.
A fart phone. Who owns a fart phone? Apparently they're the new thing. And whilst we're talking about wind,
see these high winds continue till at least 4 o'clock tomorrow for San Bernardino and Riverside County. But in LA Ventura, it's going to expire not until Tuesday night, 9 o'clock at night. And these winds are bad. Let's show you some video of even...
Whilst we've been in isolation, a lot of us have been heading over to Instagram, checking out a ton of new filters. However, don't focus too much. Lots of couples have also found isolation a bit of a challenge. Guys have been focusing on Call of Duty Warzone, and often the wife has been rather inventive.
Hey babe. Hold on guys, Lish is on my shoulders. What's going on?
I mean, that's one way of getting someone off the Xbox. And remember, some family members are rather cruel. I mean, that's just the creepiest thing in the world, isn't it? However, it's not all bad news. If you're a member of a golf course, then you are in luck, as they are now open once again. Woohoo! However, some people seem to be a little rusty and need to practice their swing. Last week, you would have taken part in a little game that we came up with called Nail It or Fail It. This week, we have another challenge for you all at home. We want to see how quickly we can get your brains working. Yes, I know it's a Friday, but we want to know what you can see. You'll be shown a series of pictures, and it could be one thing or it could be another, or maybe even both. Remember, you can play this game either on your own or whoever you are with in your living room. So let's see how quick your brains work. How many of those did you get correct? I definitely saw a Toblerone, not a bear or a mountain, on one of those things. Now, every single week, we are joined by Phil from Jaws and Claws. And firstly, thank you so much, Phil. I do really appreciate you, just from a friend, that you're putting time and effort into sending these videos across. And let me encourage you, if you're watching the stream, why not go and like his Facebook page? It's just simply Jaws N Claws. And he uploads all the time on there. So let me encourage you, go and check out more of his videos. But I won't hold you back anymore. Let's hand over to Phil and his little creepy crawly friends.
Hello everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to Animal Time with Phil, or Jaws and Claws. Should we call it Animal Time? Story Time? Animal Time. And today we've got another fantastic animal for you, as ever. And this one I've had for quite a while. This is Norman. And Norman is a blue-tongue skink. Here he is. Some random noises coming from over there. Crazy. Okay, yeah, blue-tongue skinks. So these guys are from Australia up into Indonesia, and these are a terrestrial species, so they live on the ground. They don't climb. He's not built for climbing. Okay, just like me. I'm not built for climbing. I'm no good at it. Nor is Norman. He's got quite short legs, very stocky body. These are quite well stocky animal. Now he's a reptile, as we said, cold-blooded, bones, scales. When he wants to get bigger, takes his skin off, brand new skin underneath, just like snakes. And it's got the blue tongue, which is why it's called a blue tongue skink. Okay, the blue tongue is basically just a warning to other animals. If an animal gets too close to him, he sticks his tongue out. Animals will associate bright colours with danger, just like the poison arrow dart frogs, coral snakes. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, but it can't do you any harm. I've got really grubby hands. Do apologise, just finished work. I've been gardening. Okay, that's what dirty hands. Yes. Brilliant. Now, most reptiles lay eggs. These guys, however, do not. They actually have live birth, which is really unusual. There's a few snakes that do it as well, but they have little babies about this sort of size, and they have usually an average of around 10 babies at a time. Okay, this one's a boy, so no babies. I tend not to mate them either because they do get a little bit aggressive when they mate. These are omnivores. Lots of fruit, so bananas, grapes, mango, things like that. Also snails, slugs, worms, small children. But yeah, they've got tiny teeth, but they've got a very powerful bite. So clomp down, clomp, chomp, chomp down. The little holes on the side of the head, those are his ears. Funny looking ears. They look a bit like gills, especially with those little frilly bits in the middle. Okay, fantastic camouflage. Every skink is slightly different. It's like a fingerprint, very unique to that animal. Very, very sharp claws. Very small but sharp. I can show you. Oops. Hey, bud. How you doing? But yeah, they're amazing little faces. And I say, really, really cool to keep. If you ever want to buy one as pets, they're fantastic. Very hardy animals as well. Got cool little eyes. Yay. Norman. See his little nostrils. So yeah, the blue tongue skink, aka Norman. Okay guys, we'll see you on the next one. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Phil, for sending that in. I tell you what, his animals are just incredible. I'm so excited to see what he is going to be bringing us next week. Now, Friday Night Live is a part of King's Church 1066, and every single Sunday we live stream right here on this YouTube channel for 1 hour. Maybe you've never joined, you've never been to church. Well, I want you to know you are more than welcome to come and join us at 10:30 right here, like I say, on this very YouTube channel. Now, we don't just do Friday nights here with live, we also post regularly on our Instagram and Facebook. For example, you've got the chance to win live in your living room next week, so maybe the person later won't win. It's a quadruple rollover next week if he doesn't win, and you have the chance of winning. You're also going to be the first to see our IGTV stories on Sundays. In fact, from hopefully next week, we're going to be posting more behind the scenes content. We're going to do some previews to Friday Night Live. We're going to be showing some of our best bits as well, and so much more. And as always, straight after this live stream, we're jumping on Zoom for our youth cruise. And these are only about 15 minutes of hanging out, chatting, catching up. And if you haven't got the link, then send us a DM on Instagram and we'll be sure to send it to you. And hopefully your parents have got the link, so you can always ask them as well. Maybe you're not part of the youth here at King's. Let me encourage you, if you're a youth leader, why not think about starting a youth crew? All you've got to do is set up a Zoom chat and you can all hang out. But if you do need any help with this, why not just drop me a quick email, dan.glover@kings1066.org, and I'll be sure to kind of help you step by step. Now, the last kind of notice I've got is something I am so excited about. Live Fest this year might be cancelled. However, in 2 weeks' time, we are bringing you Live Fest online. So the week of what would have been half term, we're not going to do our normal Friday Night Live. However, we will have Live Fest, and we're going to have Ministry of Sound, and we're going to have some special guests from the world of YouTube and TikTok. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's in 2 weeks' time. Next week is our normal Friday Night Live. Then the week after, Live Fest online. It's going to be epic. I am so excited. Now, last week, you would have seen Heads or Wheels. We had our special opera edition, and it was rather interesting, to say the least. And you might be thinking, who won last week? Well, it might have been, I'll be real, it might have been because of how loud he was. But last week, Heads, Alfie Head, has picked up a point. You guys voted for him, which means it is 1-1. They are level at this moment in time. And this week, we challenged the boys to learn the art of ribbon dancing. And here is the finished product for Mr. Head. Well done, Alfie. Loved it. Good job, mate. Who would have thought he could have done flips? I didn't know he could flip, and I lived with him for a couple of years. However, before you cast your votes, it's now over to Mr. Isaac Wales. Well done, Isaac. Good job. Now it's over to you guys to vote. So head over to the Kings1066 Youth Instagram account where you can get your vote in. So head over there right now and you get to vote heads or Wales. You get to vote to see who wins this week. Is it Alfie Head? He was the first person, or Isaac Wales, who was the second person? Get your vote in and make it count. Remember, the person that gets the least points over this whole series is going to be doing the ultimate forfeit. Now, whilst you guys are getting your vote in, I'm sure, as always, you want to know what the boys will be up to next week. So here is next week's challenge.
Hello. Hello. Baked potato changed my life. Baked potato showed me the way. If you want to know what is wrong from right, you must listen to what potatoes say.
Wash your hands and stay indoors.
Thank you, baked potato.
Only visit grocery stores.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say.
Keep your distance, make some space.
Thank you, baked potato.
Remember not to touch your face.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say. B-A-K-E-T-P-O-T-A-T-O. Baked potato. Thank you, baked potato.
That was created as part of the Big Night In. We hope you enjoyed it. We also hope that if you...
You boys are going to be singing the Baked Potato song, all for the NHS. Now, you won't be singing it on your own. We do have two very, very special guests joining us. One of you will be singing live with Gary Barlow. The other one will be singing live with Matt Lucas. So get your vocal tunes ready, boys. You guys are going to be singing live next week. I can't wait. I'm excited for that. So remember, it's still not too late to get your vote in and make it count. Now, last week, you might remember we showed the Blessing UK video. That video has gone viral with over like 2 or 3 million views on YouTube. And so we thought we'd go back to our testimonies. You may remember we showed Daryl Tunningly's testimony last week, or not last week, the week before even. And actually, it was amazing the kind of stories we've heard of people that have listened to that testimony. And we thought we'd show you another one this week. So we're going to show you a friend of mine called Matthew. He's from Emmanuel, Brighton. He is partially deaf. So his video, his testimony is actually filmed in complete silence. So don't worry, there's nothing wrong with your TV, but we do really hope that this testimony does speak to you. So we hope you guys enjoyed that video. We were enjoying it quite a lot, that we were just kind of inspired by it, which is why we weren't ready. But thank you, Matthew, for that. And if any of that has kind of spoken to you, let me encourage you, why not just email us, send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook. We'd love to just speak more about that to you. Now, we are still giving away some of our biggest prizes to date because it's time for Live in Your Living Room. We have still never had a winner of Live in Your Living Room. It is a joke. We need our winner, and hopefully this week will be the week. Because not only is it just a normal Live in Your Living Room, it is a triple rollover. Not only there is a chance to win 4 tickets to the Sea Life Centre in Brighton, not only are we giving you a Greggs voucher, but this week as well, thank you to Hastings United. They are giving you the chance to win, for you and your mates, 5 tickets for a private training session with the coaches for you, and like I say, 5 of your mates. And there'll even be a Tottenham Hotspur scout there too. And this week, we have got the one, the only Hudson
They don't see anything.
Wales. Hudson Wales, can you hear me?
It's going to be beautiful. Come sit here so I can see.
Hudson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
He was a little bit distracted by whoever's in his living room as well. Hudson, who is in your living room right now?
My dad and Isaac, and then... Oh, okay.
Show us. Ah, there's Wales. Hudson, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Isaac, just so you know, I look forward to next week. And let me quickly explain the rules. I love that. Guys, just so you know, quick side note.
Can you turn it down, Lan?
Well done, Hudson, well done. Let me quickly explain the rules. We're going to ask you 4 questions. And you need to get all 4 questions right for your chance to win the Sea Life Centre tickets, to win the Greggs voucher, and to win your chance to train with Hastings United and be seen at by a Tottenham Hotspur scout. That's for you and 5 of your mates. Hudson, do you understand the rules?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you do. So, question number 1. Which city is supposed to be hosted the 2020 Olympics Games? Which city is supposed to be hosting the 2020 Olympic Games?
Can I ask people in the room?
Go on then, I'll give you the chance.
Okay, which city is hosting the 2020 Olympic Games?
Who is it?
None, because it's going to be cancelled. If not Tokyo.
Who is supposed to be hosting it?
Tokyo, I think.
Is the answer Tokyo? We actually beat question 1. Well done, Hudson. You finally beat question 1. Right, we're going to take it up another level. What position does Harry Potter play in the Quidditch team?
Oh, Seeker.
Is the answer Seeker? Correct answer. Well done, Hudson. That's 2 out of 2. The next question, the third one. Who won week 1 of Heads or Wales?
Oh, Isaac.
Is the answer Isaac? Correct, it's 3 out of 3. Will you get 4 out of 4? Oh, this is too exciting. I'm gonna wee myself if you get this right. Question number 4. Did I just say that on YouTube? I just got excited. What is the capital city of Germany?
Oh, man. Can I ask people?
No, not for your final question. What
I'm not allowed to ask you.
is the capital city of Germany?
Berlin?
Is the answer Berlin?
What was the question?
Capital city.
Well done, Hudson! Hudson, well done. You got all 4 questions right. That means you have got the Sea Life Centre ticket, you've got the Greggs voucher, and you have got the chance for you and 5 of your mates to join Hastings United for a private training session where you'll also have a Tottenham Hotspur scout there. Well done. How are you feeling?
Pretty cool.
You're feeling pretty cool.
Well, pretty happy.
Mate, you have just won all 3 of those prizes. We'll send you a message on how to claim them and all that sort of stuff. Well done. Have a good Sunday, and we'll see you soon. Well done, Hudson.
Okay, thanks.
He's really not bothered, is he? Let's be real. Well, whatever. I've got prizes. Well done, Hudson. I'm really happy. We've not had a winner on Heads or Wales yet. And, no, not Heads or Wales, on Live in Your Living Room. Well done, Hudson. Oh, mate, I'm excited. Now, it's kind of thrown me off then. I'll be honest, Hudson, I didn't think you were going to get the prizes when you kind of got a little bit confused with that last question. However, the last 10 minutes, we have got a very, very special guest of mine. We've got Natalie joining us. Now, Natalie, I'll be honest, you got away very, very lightly. Jeeves, on week 1, we showed him singing from Newground Ashburnham. Martin Segal, last week, we showed him singing at New Day. Now, Natalie, I couldn't find a video of you singing. However, I did find a video of you stuck in a tree. However, you didn't get off very, very lightly because it was on your Facebook and I couldn't download it. So, Natalie, you got off this one very, very lightly. Now, Natalie is a part of KC1066 and heads up the social action here. And I really hope that you are inspired and encouraged by what she brings. And maybe this is your first time joining us and you're thinking, what's this about someone coming to talk to us? What is going to be going on? Well, actually, I want to really encourage you. Why not just be open to seeing what maybe God says through Natalie? And maybe you're not a Christian. I've kind of been praying for you, and I pray that actually God just reveals more of his heart for you, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you're part of King's Church or another youth work. Let me really encourage you. Have an open heart during this time as we hand over to Natalie for today's talk.
Hi King's Church Youth, it's great to have this opportunity to speak with you this evening. I'm Natalie, I'm part of the leadership team at King's Church in Hastings and Bexhill. Many of you will know me obviously. And Dan's just invited me to speak for a little bit about the impact of coronavirus and God's heart for those in poverty to you. So just wanted to start by saying that I know that this is a really, really difficult time for so many of you. I've spoken to various ones of you who are finding it hard because you were supposed to be sitting your GCSEs or your A-levels, and there's a lot of uncertainty for you right now as to what exactly is going to happen. Those of you who are going to go to university, others of you who are just missing your friends and missing being able to hang out and have fun, go to the cinema and, I don't know, just be down the town centre or go to the skate park or whatever it may be. I think this coronavirus has had such a big impact on so many of our lives in various different ways. And so for me, it's affected just hanging out with friends. I'll be honest with you, I like to try and get my friends to cook dinner for me. I like to go out to dinner at different people's houses as much as I can. And before this, I would try and get dinner at someone else's house, probably at least 6 nights a week, if I'm honest with you. And now, of course, I'm having to cook for myself, which is some days going all right and other days not going so well. There's a huge impact on loads of people around us in terms of just job losses. Oh, that'll be true for some of you who've got weekend jobs and things like that, where just you're not able to work at the minute and not able to earn money. The impact of this, obviously, is probably most felt, though, by those who have the least. So I don't know if you've been watching some of the church videos, but if you've seen Praveen from India, our friend, he lives in Mumbai, friends with us as a church, his church and our church partner together. He has been talking about the fact that if you live in a slum area in Mumbai, you actually can't socially distance at all. You cannot keep 2 meters apart from another person. It's just not possible. And so the chances of coronavirus spreading in the slums is very, very high. And for the people living there who get sick, there's no clean running water. So they can't wash their hands like we're being told to do all the time. There's no hand sanitizer. There's no free healthcare. Something that, if you're anything like me, we take for granted in this country is that if we need to go to a doctor or we need to go to the hospital, we can just walk in and we get that free of charge. It doesn't matter about how much money we've got or we haven't got. In most other countries around the world, that is not the case. So it's very difficult for people in developing countries around the world. But also, even in our own communities, there are those who have lost their income. There are those who just don't have any savings in the bank. There are those who are actually struggling to put food on the table at this time for their families. That might be true of some of you guys. And if it is, please get in touch with the church, because we've obviously got the food bank, which many of you will know about, and we can help at this time. We've actually seen at the food bank just a massive increase in the numbers of people who are coming to us for help. We are actually, as a church, playing quite a leading role in the community in terms of helping to coordinate getting food to people who need it the most at the moment. However this is affecting you, one of the things that really strikes me about it as a Christian is that when Jesus was asked, what's the greatest commandment? What he answered was, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul and all your strength. But then he said, but the next greatest commandment is to love your neighbour as yourself. Now, when Jesus went on to explain what he meant by neighbour, it doesn't literally mean the person living next door to you. Actually, he explains it's anyone in difficulty that you come into contact with. But what I think is really interesting about this coronavirus pandemic and when we're in lockdown for us as Christians is that we actually have an opportunity to literally love our neighbours, the people next door to us, the people in our street. So I've got friends who have set up WhatsApp groups by putting cards through all their neighbours' houses saying, is there anything I can do for you? Do you want to join a WhatsApp group where we all make sure each other are okay? If so, text me, this is my number. And then they've been able to set up WhatsApp groups to take care of their whole community. Now, actually, that's something you can do whatever age you are. It might be that you have got so much free time on your hands now and you've got neighbours around you who might be struggling and might need someone to mow the lawn or go and pick up a prescription for them or go and do some shopping for them. And it might be that you're able to do that in a totally safe way, you know, socially distancing and all the rest of it. But you might just be able to do that, or you might be able to do it with your parents. So it's a really good idea just to think about, well, could you speak to the rest of the people you live with and say, what about we put cards through people's doors and offer to help support those around us, our neighbours, those who literally live next door to us at this time, so that we can do what Jesus said, which is love our neighbour as ourselves. I think at this time, for some of us, we're actually saving money. So it might be that the things you usually spend money on, you are just not able to do that at the moment. And for me, I have lost some of my income, but I'm also saving money. So, for example, I'm not driving very much because there's nowhere to go. So I'm not spending money on petrol like I used to. I'm not going to the cinema, which I quite like to do. I'm not going out for dinner at restaurants. I'm not getting McDonald's or other fast food. I'm not buying my lunch in coffee box at the church at the moment. There's a whole load of things that I'm not able to do at the moment that mean that I'm actually saving money. I'm not spending as much as I used to. But recently, literally in the last week or two, I felt God really speak to me about, well, what am I going to do with that money? Because I think our temptation, just human nature, is to think, how do I hold on to that money? I'll save it for something, I'll save up, I'll buy something, maybe I'll buy some stuff online, I'll just spend, an hour or so online looking at what I might buy. But I felt God really speak to me about, actually, there are so many people who don't have as much as I've got, that maybe it's an opportunity to give to others, whether it's to give to projects like our own food bank at King's, or there's a brilliant website called acts435.org.uk, and it's based on the book of Acts in the Bible, chapter 4, verse 35. And it's all about going on that. You can go on that website and you can search by this area of the country, the southeast. You can look at what are the needs in this area. So the other day I had a look and I found out about a family who have actually had to sell all the furniture from their downstairs of their house because they can't afford food at the moment. So they've sold their furniture. I think it even said they'd sold their carpets as well. You can go on the website and check it out for yourself. And so basically what had happened is that our local CAP debt centre, that's Christians Against Poverty debt centre, something we're involved with as a church, with other churches in the town, had referred this person to the Acts 435 website. And now there's a request on there to try and raise £150 for them so that they can afford to buy some furniture again for the downstairs of their house. Now, you can go on that and you can give £1 or £5 or £10 or whatever you want. And that's just a way you can help people in the local area with a very specific need, knowing they've been referred. So that's one idea. I think also you'll know who are the people who you are at school or college with who are unlikely to have any friends checking in on them right now. And can you check in on them? I've been doing that with just people I don't usually hang out with, people who aren't, normally part of my social life, but just through social media, obviously through Insta, through Facebook, I've been able to just send them messages saying, are you all right at the moment? Especially where I know that they might not have a great friendship group around them. So that's another way you can practically be reaching out at this time. My favourite verse in the Bible is Luke 6 verse 36, where Jesus says to his followers, be merciful just as your Father is merciful. God is such a merciful God, and there's this wonderful invitation from Jesus to be merciful. Mercy is basically just loving kindness in action. It's showing love to your neighbour. It's being kind to those around you. It's being compassionate, being generous with what you've got. So during this time of lockdown, I'd love it if you would join me in praying, God, what have I got that I can give? Who can I reach out to at this time? How can I be a blessing to my neighbours, literally the ones who live on my street, but also in that broader sense, just the people around me that I know might be having a hard time right now. You might know people who struggle with their mental health, with anxiety, with depression, with high levels of fear and worry, with OCD, all sorts of things like that. Can you reach out at this time and just say you're praying for them? Can you do anything to support them during this time? We have an opportunity literally to be like Jesus and to be like our Father in heaven who is merciful. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing where it's amazing really that God says, this is what I'm like. Do you want to come and be like me? We have a great opportunity at all times to just imitate God, to be like him to those around us, to reflect the love of Jesus to those around us. But no greater time perhaps in our lives so far than what we're living through right now as a time to reach out to others, to say, do you know what, there's a God in heaven who loves you. Let me demonstrate that practically by supporting you at this time. I hope that's an encouragement to you. I hope that you get stuck in, pray, give, love, show mercy, show kindness, show compassion and generosity. It's what marks us out as the followers of Jesus, by actually literally following him and doing the things that he did. It's a great opportunity. It's a wonderful invitation. It's amazing that God wants to partner with us and work with us. So I hope you'll put this into practice in the next week. I know I'm certainly trying to myself. So great to be with you. Thanks for listening. And hopefully we'll all be able to see each other in the flesh again soon. Take care.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I do really appreciate you sending that message in, and actually just really encouraging hearing that whole thing of like, who can we message, right? It's so simple, just being able to pick up a tablet, an iPhone, sending a message, a text, a WhatsApp to a friend, just say, hey, how are you doing? Something really practical that I've done is I've just set up like, who am I gonna make sure I message? Because if you're like me actually, where life can get busy and then you can forget. And so just really practically, make a list of names in your phone. Who am I going to message this week? I hope that really gets to you, kind of like gets to your heart of who am I going to talk to, whether you're a Christian or non-Christian. Hey, let me encourage you, send a text to someone. Maybe what Natalie has spoken about during this kind of talk has really kind of spoken to your heart. Well, why not drop us a DM on Instagram or send me an email, dan.glover@kings1066.org, and we'll be sure to try and help you as best we can, kind of the next steps of that. Remember, we've got Live Fest online happening in 2 weeks' time. And like I said, I am so excited for that. Ministry of Sound, YouTubers, TikTokers, I think that's their name, all joining us on this platform for an epic evening, a 45 to an hour-long meeting. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And remember, well done, Hudson, as well, for winning the prizes. We're going to be heading off into our youth cruise on Zoom now. Now, our youth leaders are all waiting for you. They're in their little breakout groups. Maybe you've never joined us on Zoom. Well, let me encourage you. You don't have to be on camera. Maybe you just want to be speaking. That is totally, totally fine. Your parent or guardian should have the link. If they don't, then please send us a DM on Instagram and we'll be sure to send you the link. But we're going to be heading off to Youth Cruise. If you're not joining us there, then we've got a youth talk happening this Sunday on our Instagram and Facebook, or not, then we're going to see you on Friday for Friday Night Live. Have a good week. See you next week.